Hey guys, just going to be doing something nice and simple here. Just going to be taking a look at Kaokor's world record lap, analysing it a little bit. I'm basically trying to work out why Kaokor is so much quicker than everyone else, so I'm hoping this will help a few people get faster. So we'll go back to the start here. Going through the initial rings, Kaokor keeping it really nice and simple here. I've seen a few high-rated players above 2k MMR actually struggling on that first bit, purely because they are spinning around like ballerinas, auditioning for an episode of Dancing on Ice. If you want to do that, that's fine, but just know it definitely is more difficult and slower. Going up the funnel here, Kaokor doing two things. Number one, keeping his car as vertical as possible to keep gaining momentum going upwards. And number two, positioning his car at the back of the funnel here, which, as you will see here, allows him to start turning into the switch basically at the top a little bit earlier and get a nice arch line over the top, which in turn allows him to hit supersonic speed again a bit quicker. Going over the first platform here, no need to land on that, already got a flip from the start. And coming into turn one, we are flying rocket powered cars, so you can take a nice tight line, not got to worry about grip on a surface. Now the way Kaokor hits the pylon here into a pre-flip past this pylon, I'll go back and show you exactly how he is hitting that pylon and why. There we go. So Kaokor hitting the pylon with the nose of his car. The reason for this being that if you hit with the nose of your car, you get a bounce really. If you hit with the side of your car or the underside, you get a bit of a weaker bounce, so not as effective. Pre-flip there, car facing the right direction already, so we can start boosting forward immediately. I'm going to stop it here, and in fact I'll let it run through and see if you can spot what Kaokor's doing here. You might have spotted it there, but I'll go back just to talk through it quickly. So what most people do here, coming up to the corkscrew, is they get to about this point here, where my mouse cursor is, and then they tilt the nose of their car backwards to slow down. And the only problem with that being, if your car is facing backwards, then you can't boost upwards into the corkscrew. So Kaokor comes up with a different plan here. He gets a flip reset off here, he jumps once, and you can see there the puff of smoke coming out because Kaokor just used his second jump. And effectively, he used the second jump to brake his car in the air. So using his jump as a brake there, and because his nose is still pointing upwards, he can continue to fly upwards into the corkscrew. Really nice transition here. And coming down here, again, what most players will do at this point is tilt the nose of the car upwards so that they can avoid going into the water. But if your car isn't if the nose of your car is facing upwards, then you're not moving forwards as quickly as you can. So Kaokor keeps his nose facing forwards and instead uses this gate here to stop himself from going into the water. This here, anyone can do this really. The way Kaokor is bouncing off this is fine. There's a few different ways of doing it. I do a different variation of this. But this is fine, so there's no reason why a lot of people shouldn't be able to do this. Not difficult. Into a flip there. Round the kink, nice and simple. Now, coming into Mini Canyon, Kaokor knows he has to land here. At this point, he's practiced this many times. And from this point, all he needs to do is drive forwards and he will get a nice line through this ring here. You usually also see Kaokor landing on this platform down here. For whatever reason on this run, he decided not to do this, which is absolutely fine, but he is fighting downwards momentum now. Gets a bit of a clip on the pylon there, but gets away with it. Into turn 4 now, Kaokor waiting till this point here to use his flip to get past this pylon and past this pylon, and you'll see in a moment how close he gets to this pylon. But it enables him to get a really nice tight line around that corner. Bit of a break here now from anything too technical. May have been able to get a tighter line around turn 5 here, but it's still quite quick. And into the slalom section again, no twizzy ballerina stuff, just nice and simple. Coming up into the switcheroo, Kaokor at the top, electing not to use ball cam, purely a preference thing. I prefer to use ball cam there. off the platform here, and we're going to see Kaokor go for another bounce on this pylon here. I'm going to take it back so you can see how he is bouncing. Now, we mentioned earlier that bouncing with the side of your car, you get a bit of a weaker bounce. What I will do is pull up something else on screen here so you can see the difference between a side bounce or a bounce with the front of your car. Either one is fine. You don't really need to bounce around here, but doing this will gain you a little bit more time, and if you really want to get quicker, then this is the type of thing you need to start getting good at. Nice flip into this line here from Kaokor. Now, Kaokor landed on the platform at Cavey McCave for two reasons. Number one, you get a flip reset from the platform, and number two, driving off this ramp here using little or no boost will give you a consistent line lap after lap going into the cave. So anyone who isn't landing on this platform, I would advise that you start doing that. Now, going up here, I've heard some people complain about visibility. I mean, you can clearly see where the rings are going. What you need to do here is get to the point where Kaokor is, then point the nose of your car downwards, and then from there you boost down for around a second and then straighten your car out, and that is the quickest way to get through here. So boosting down, straighten out. At the bottom here, what most players will do is get to around this ring here and then use a side flip purely to stop their momentum from going into the drink below. Kaokor taking it one step further by turning his car 90 degrees to the right, and then that way when he uses a side flip to the left, not only does he stop his momentum from going into the water, but he also continues his momentum along the intended path. So really quick way of doing that there. Coming up into turn 7, Kaokor lining up another bounce on the pylon with the nose of his car. Really good bounce from here. The only problem with this is you kind of want to land on this platform to get a flip reset for the next corner coming up here. But Kaokor does things a little bit differently here. He lands on this gate here. Now, the only problem with this is you can't jump off this gate, because if you jump, you lose your flip. So what Kaokor does is he drives directly off it, but pulls the nose of his car upwards quickly to avoid going into the water. So he's got his flip there. Coming round turn 8, uses his flip at the right time. Now with that flip, he still has momentum going to the left to enable him to get a good line going round this pylon here. Continue boosting forward, even though his momentum is taking him to the left a little bit. Really nicely done there. Landing on this platform here to collect a flip, keeping supersonic the whole time. Now Kaokor knows he's on for a PB here, but going for the shortcut as he always does. I just want to say that slamming into this ring here is not an accident. That is the best way to get through this ring because of the angle of the ring there. And going through each and every ring here, you can see he tilts his nose down slightly before he goes through them. This is to avoid clipping his tyres, the back tyres on the ring. And coming up to the finish line, he's gunning off. It is a world record. And even without the shortcut, Kaokor would still be 5, 6, 7 seconds ahead of anyone. Well, ahead of myself in second position, really. So I'm hoping some people can look at this, learn from it. If you want to see the full lap uninterrupted, I'll leave a link in the description on Kaokor's channel. I really hope some people can learn from this, because I want to start doing some tournaments soon, possibly weekly tournaments. There might be some prizes involved, I'm not quite sure yet, but we'll just see how it goes. But the thought of building up to a point where we can get 8 players as fast as Kaokor in one lobby, in one tournament, all competing for a prize pool, I think that would be, I think that would just be absolutely brilliant to watch, and I really can't wait for that to happen. So yeah, I'll keep putting content out. I'll keep trying to grow the scene and get more players involved. So yeah, keep an eye on the Airways Discord for an announcement of tournaments, and hopefully I'll get some more content uploaded soon. Cheers for watching, guys.